Hi, welcome to Kay's Tiny House, where I am building my very own tiny house. I have some updates for y'all. I've recently trimmed out the skylights. So this time, there were like random projects that were on the to-do list. And so I let Doug pick, and he was like, oh, let's do the skylights. So I said, okay. Today we're gonna work on trimming out the skylights. There's 1 and 2. And Doug wants to do the make a box method and then slide it in there. So that is the goal for this morning. We used the method where you can kind of create the frame box first and then just slide it in to attached to the ceiling. So we did that. We took measurements. Luckily, both skylights are the same size. We cut the pine to size, and then we screwed in pocket holes to attach the sides and then the frame that sticks out. Doug was having a day, so he accidentally drilled pocket holes on the wrong side of just one side of the window. So luckily we caught that, fixed it. I'll have to patch that up, and we didn't make any mistakes with the second window, so we're good. But it looks really great. Phil helped us kind of put it in, hold it in, and then we just staple gunned it in.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna put it in place and Kay's gonna hand the stapler, right?
Yep.
You guide it.
I'll be like, oh, yeah. I thought Kay had like safety goggles on or something like that.
Wait, you pushed up, you're good? All in?
Look at this.
Yeah. Wait, push. Okay, now we can let it go, right?
Not quite. Are you looking good like you're trimming the outside up too?
I mean, yeah.
You pushed up, push hard. Okay, that's loud on my ears.
It echoes in that skylight box.
I lose my hearing. What happened to your hearing?
What?
Oh, it didn't make a big loud drumming.
That means we didn't hit
noise.
anything.
Oh, that's right. Now I
Do
understand.
you have staples? Yeah.
I like to go cross grade myself.
And yeah, they look really nice. They look really sleek. They look finished. Looks good. The other project we did was covering the exposed beams. So there are 2 beams with a king post in the living room kitchen area. So similar, we used the same pine and created a box using the Krug jig and pocket screws to kind of cup over the beam. And then on top, we had cut extra pieces and just staple gunned that in. And we did the same for the king posts. The trickiest part was just getting the angle cut right to go along the ceiling, but it was easy to do and everything went along very smoothly. So that is good. And those look done. My goal is to fill in the staple holes with wood glue, or not wood glue, with wood putty, and then either just polyurethane them or do like a slight stain. I think they look really good as is, so I kind of want to keep the integrity of that raw wood look. The 3 beams upstairs are a little different because the gable of the roof is much smaller, so there's like a slight angle for the ceiling. And because of that, the beams just stick out in the middle. So we'll have to figure out how to slice the wood to make that look nice. But I think that'll be the next step. And then creating more trim just around various parts of the house, like the bathroom door will need trim, the front door needs trim. Certain areas upstairs where the bed loft is will need trim. I also worked with Doug to cut out the walls for the closet wardrobe. So we had already done the frame. We cut the walls out of 1/2-inch plywood, and we're just going to pocket screw those to the frame and to the back of the wall, and then those should be good to go. And then last but not least, I will need to install the doors, the sliding doors. There'll be 4 sliding doors for that upper closet area. So that's all I've done to like the physical tiny house. I have now been looking for property and lots and kind of the things I'll need to do to be able to live in the tiny house, which is very exciting because right now I'm doing a lot of like the finishing touches, the trims, the just kind of finishing out the tiny house, which is a really great stage to be in. There are still a couple significant projects I need to do, tiling the bathroom, installing the countertops, but for the most part, it's in a pretty solid state. I've been looking at properties, and you may be asking yourself, but Kay, I thought you already had a property. You've shown us videos of you cleaning up this property. And yes, I used to own a couple acres outside of Leander. I have recently sold that land. I learned a lot of things as I was preparing that land, getting ready for it. There were some perks of why I wanted to live on that property, but ultimately I decided, you know what? I'm going to cut the cord here. I don't think this is the right property for me and my vision for the tiny house. So I put it on the market and sold it. So now I'm looking for another property. So Austin, Texas recently passed the Homes Act, which allows you to live in a smaller home, tiny house, within city limits if it is on a foundation. So couple things there. My house is on a trailer on wheels. I will need to understand if and how I can convert it onto a foundation. And then I have not been getting this house inspected in any way because the blueprints were made to an RV code, which would have been sufficient if I lived in it as an RV. But now that I'm looking into wanting to put it on foundation, there are more codes and compliance that I need to follow. So I've been meeting with the city of Austin, their zoning department, their permits and inspections departments, and learning what needs to be true for me to legally live in my tiny house that I've built. I'm feeling more excited about it, more confident about it. I still need to get some things in place. But I think for me and kind of what I want out of, just my life and where my house is I would love to be in a city, in a community, in just a different area than I'm in now or what the other property that I had would have been. So it was an expensive mistake, or no, not a mistake, an expensive learning lesson, I should say. And I will continue to learn things as I go on. So wish me luck on that. I will definitely share learnings that I have. I will continue to chip away at the tiny house. I will continue to chip away at understanding the bureaucracy of what check boxes need to be checked before I can really get excited about looking for property in the city. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to the channel, and until next time.